Clap. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Big welcome to In the Know with Peter No. My name is Peter No. I will be your coach today, your partner today, whatever you like me to be today, because it is pre-Thanksgiving. So we can be whatever we like. In the next hour, what we'll be doing today, because it is a pre-Thanksgiving podcast. Our whole week is shut down. Okay, so I would love to talk about today ebb and flows of the business through the year, through the seasons, through the holidays. I want to talk about appreciating your work, how much you have done, how to really just take your time and really appreciate the things that you have created for yourself. And after that, maybe we'll just open up for call for anybody who like to share what they're thankful for since it's Thanksgiving. So I think this is going to be a real good call. So first of all, I do like to start off with this call. I want to congratulate our newest executive director. It has not been announced, but Karen DiCarlo, okay? She has been here with us for years. I know how hard she works. She was one of our committed bodybuilders. So, Karen, I just want to do a shout out for you. Just know how proud we are of you. And do you want to share anything for a minute or so? How does it feel? How has it changed for you this year? And I know you're going straight to the top next year for sure.
Oh, thank you, Peter. It has been a great year. There's been a lot of self-development. And I can thank you for spearheading some of that with your calls. I think what I learned was just really to just authentically be me. Take the pace that works for me, that works for my people, not to pressure, not to just I guess just let the energy and things happen naturally and just, stay present for people and let them know I'm here when they're ready. And yeah, it's just been a nice journey. So thank you.
And I know we worked together in our previous companies. We didn't really get a chance to really work together, but we know each other. And in the last 3 years, I know you've grown so much. We all have. What specifically can you share, Karen? Like, has your patience grown? Has your wisdom grown? Like, what have you? Can you specifically pinpoint how much you've changed or what you've developed?
Wow, yeah. So my patience, I don't know, that depends on the day sometimes.
Okay.
Um, my patience has grown with people. I understand that, everything's timing. And I've learned that since I've met you because I've done a lot of development and healing from coming back from my cancer journey. When I met you, I was still kind of in the thick of coming back from that. And I had a lot of healing to do. So my light has grown. It has become very strong. And so I'm very connected to my maker, to myself. And all of that was timing. And I had to take the time and put the focus on me to get there. So I have taken that lesson or those lessons and applied them to other people because many times we're meeting people who are not well, who maybe not at a good place in life right now and they're struggling. And so timing is everything. And I'm patient with them because I guess I understand the journey. I've had such a big one.
Can you see how important now it is, like, to have a system or support like this, and even to have a company like this that with a comp plan that allows you to kind of like grow and develop yourself while you're going through that transition or while you're going through that learning curve? Do you see how important it is to have this kind of a system now?
I do because there's a lot of times that maybe our pace isn't the same as someone else's pace or a pace that they're expecting of us. And, we have to self development, growth, healing. And so to know that there's a system out there that you can plug in and tap into and do at your own pace and still have the support system of this community. The previous company we were in, a lot of good people, but I didn't feel from the company, not the community as much, but the company, um, the support, the love, the true sense of healing or helping people heal. I felt more like it was a sale.
Mm.
And this is entirely different for me, entirely different. Um, so I've it's helped me grow. But all I can say is this community, this company, and this product has really helped me grow and become the best version of me that I can be each day. And just reach out and try and help people achieve that same thing because I feel more sense of joy than I ever have in my 58 years. So
Mm. Okay. So, Eric, as we go through these questions, and every week, notice everyone, this is a training call, but it's not really a training. I'm not training you anything. Does that make sense? We're just sharing information. And I want each one of you to know this business is really about sharing that information to a point where you're just getting it. Does that make sense? How you fit it in your life. So we can talk, and that's why these calls, I kind of point things out that sometimes people cannot recognize what makes a difference in your build, what makes a difference in your lifestyle. Um, I was gonna say something. I was gonna cover something. Even like the ebb and flow of walking away now, everyone. We're gonna shut this thing off today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is the first time we ever shut something off for 4 days. But coming back after that 4 days, right, for starting Monday, notice how this gym is just back to work again. Notice that everyone already knows exactly what to do again to start off the week again. Does that make sense, everyone? That right there, that is what I look at when I look at like a team, an organization. How does an organization constantly stay on the same page, work the same way, learn the same thing, and support each other the same way? Now, there's one thing really, really different about this team, though. It's because all of us are sidelines. Do you guys know that? We got Thomas and Beth Ann, they're sidelines. Don, sideline. Natalia, sideline, right? Pat, sideline. Andrea, sideline. We're all somehow in each other's legs. We're all under Marcy, for sure, right? We're all under Marcy. And then under Marcy, we all spawn off. But notice how we're interacting together. This has never, ever, ever been done in any MLM or networking team that I have personally known and seen myself. Does that make sense, everyone? Especially for the builders, you know what I'm talking about. There's never been a time where one team that has all these sidelines mesh up and actually know each other and work together with no ego, no agenda, and nothing is attached to this except for just willing to learn and willing to grow. That is what makes this whole build out different here. And that's what I like to kind of highlight more every day, every week as we grow bigger and bigger. Because the hardest thing, I'm telling each one of you, the hardest thing is keeping an organization together on the same page with no confusion, with no hiccups. That is the hardest part. Putting the team together could be easy, but then getting dating and having a girlfriend is easy, but getting married is the hard part. Make sense? So If we all understand that, and we all have a goal, a vision, right? Together as an organization, listening to someone like Karen, who's been here for 3 years almost, never giving up through her health journey, whatever it took, and having a community here to support that, that right there means the world. That right there, any leader in any company can come and talk to any of our mid-level leaders like senior directors and executive directors. And when they talk to them and hear how they built, how they got there, that is what I like to look at when I look at organizations. So again, I think by the end of this month, we'll be at 100 SPDs, PDs, and EDs. 100. Do you know next year in 2024, probably I'm going to assume maybe the first quarter, we will hit our 100,000th distributor. We are at 78,000 right now. We're growing at a rate of maybe, I believe, maybe 3 to 5,000 more every month now going forward. So I'm giving you these numbers because next year, when we hit our 99,999th person, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Marcy's back office and we're going to Zoom that live and we're going to watch that 100,000th person come into our organization and we're going to celebrate that, okay? Because in less than 5 years, 5 years of continuous work together, 5 years of just showing up to the gym every day, like Marcy and I probably never taken a day off, in the last 5 years. 5 years of just continuously running this, and to know that we hit a six-figure distribution, over 100,000 people, brand partners joined us. We have done over 10 figures in sales for sure. And I'm talking about at that next year, over $250 million accumulated with Team Evolve. We don't have a record number of rank advancements. So what does this all mean? What does this all mean for you? That means you have stability. That means you have somebody who's got your back. That means you've partnered up with not only a company, but an organization that will carry you through your growth. That means you're going to be here and you don't have to, the last thing you have to worry about is a company go away, leaders go away, products go away. Get it? That right there in business is the biggest headache, to always worry about if everything will be okay. By next year, and I'm even telling you this, all this is recorded, but just to let you know, all our compliance stuff will be good to go very soon. Okay. So just know things are just gonna come back to normal again. Okay. So just understand everything is an ebb and flow. Nancy, you have your hands up. Do you want to ask or share something?
Yes, I just wanted to respond to Karen. It's like she took all my words that I would say and said them. That
Oh,
she spoke my heart. And thank you, Karen, for doing that, because I have changed and I have grown. And for those of you that don't know, my husband's 82 and I'm 79. And I know I am growing younger. It's not just the patches, it's other things I do for myself, but it's an attitude. We got married 7 years ago, and on the platform with 150 people present, they thought I was making a joke, but they didn't know I was serious. I said, we're already senior citizens, but we're going to grow young together. And it's happening. It's all in attitude. And then the door opened for patches to come in at the, right following that. So now it's like, I'm in a company that wants to do that. Hello. If you don't believe in God moving you around to the place you need to be, you're missing out because he's full of surprises. And I've learned to take hardships as an opportunity to see what he's really doing. Now, for example, my husband and I both got COVID in August. right after we took a trip. And he's still sort of coming out of that one. He's got what they call the long haul thing. But the patches are helping a lot. And it pushed him into a corner, or backed him into a corner, I would say, to retire from a security job he's had, where he sits in a car for 14 hours at a time, 12 hours at a time, at 14 when you go there and get home. And it disrupted our lives. We have to live around that on-call thing. But it shaped who we are. And now he's retired because he can't do it anymore. They put him in a corner and said, if you don't show up anymore, we're going to resign you. And he didn't like that. So he said, no, I will quit. I will resign. You don't resign me. So now we have this new journey and we're getting healthier. We're getting well. We're working together just like we're doing with the team. Only it's, you know, it boils down to husband and wife, if you're married or whoever you're close to, you all have to get along and work together to make things work. And that's what I love about this company. If I didn't have Pat and Carol as my upline, checking on me and saying, well, you know, if you do this, that's what will go better. With their coaching, they're teaching me how to be a duplicator. And you are, Peter and Marcy. And so I feel like I have grown. I've been in 3 other multi-levels before, and I learned from all of them. But this one is fun. This one, it doesn't feel like work. There is work. But if I start feeling pressured, I just have to back off and say, I like what you said, Karen. Take it at the pace you can. If I push, you do have to work out in the gym and push yourself to get, you know, more muscle. And so I feel like this is my opportunity to grow, not only in many ways, not just one way. I'm learning how to relate to people and understand who they are and what they're suffering and reach out to them. I do that anyway in my normal life, but now when you incorporate it with sharing something that's going to radically, dramatically change their lives, you want to just grab them and say, don't you know what I have? But I'm learning I don't do that. I just listen. And it takes longer to build relationship and it takes longer for them to come around. I just had somebody come and find me after a year. I gave her paperwork on a run and she called me in a year and said, what was that you were trying to tell me about? And now she wants to sign up.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And so I'm being patient. I know I have a bunch of people that aren't really on the books yet. They haven't signed up, but I don't care. They'll come in their time. That's what I want to say.
I love what she says. I don't care. They'll come in their time. Because when you understand energy, it is really the blessing of the timing of when it's their time.
Exactly.
It's not your time. It's their time.
Yes.
Right. And Nancy, I had the pleasure of meeting you both. I think it was 3 years ago at Denise's house
Yes.
when you shared, and I was blown away. You know, I was just blown away on your testimonial. But then that was the beginning, and now look at you 3 years later. Look at the way you look, the way you talk, the way you smile. It's just you're a new person. So, and again, this is a testament to how we work together because now Nancy, Karen, right, Natalia, all of us here, we have ways to see how other organizations and teams build. But if you notice, it's all the same. Does that make sense? We're seeing each other different lines build, but we're working the same way. Just seeing that alone is very refreshing because if you go to any other network marketing companies and then their teams, and you see how other teams operate, it's very hard to find cross lines working together and seeing different perspective on how things are done. And then if you go to other teams, and let's just say this team does one way, this team does one way, that team does one way, this team does one way under one company, and then your teams are going to each other teams, and then they start getting confused, and then they're going to always want to be the new flavor of the month, the new training of the week, the new this, the new push. And again, confusion stops everything. Okay. And that's why the more I talk about this, it's not about just understanding comp plans or skill sets. It's a big picture. If you look at building network marketing, and we're going to stick on this topic. So Does anybody want to share? Let's go into maybe a little gratitude and sharing. Does anybody want to share how this system, or yeah, Beth Ann wants to share. Come on. How has changed your life, your outlook, your understanding about network marketing? And just know, everybody, on this calls right here, the one thing I love on this call especially is because we truly have people that have experience that are on this call. We have people that have been in many, many, many network marketing companies already, and they understand what we're teaching here, and they understand, they get to reflect what they've done before and bring more to the table here. So, Beth Ann, Thomas, what would you like to say, add, and good to see you both.
Good to see you. Thank you. A couple things are running through my mind. I'm like a really black and white person. I'm not really intuitive. I grasp things differently than I think a lot of people do. And so in particular about the products, you read what they do. We have our nice little summation, of what the products do. But when you actually feel the things happen and then you go, oh, that's because, so what just recently happened that I'm so thankful for and I want to share is I love to play tennis. I'm so thankful that I can still play tennis. And I was playing with a couple of these young gals. I'm in a league, and one of them said she had just turned 37, and the other one was 37. And I said, I'm twice your age. Exactly, twice your age. And I'm sure that just blew them away because I can nail some shots on them, And so that was really, really cool. But then yesterday I walked off the tennis court and here's a couple people that I know, and one of them is on the patches. And they're sitting around a table and they said, well, we're just exhausted. We're just exhausted. I'm thinking, why are you exhausted? Because I realized I can go and work out on a stair machine for 25 minutes. A lot of people cannot do that. Then I go lift weights, which is good. And then after that, I go play tennis for an hour and a half. So it's like I got a triple workout and I'm not exhausted. And when I'm doing like sit-ups or something, it's like I'm not working to where you can't do it anymore. It's sort of like I get bored of it and I switch to this next thing because you don't get tired. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I realized what X49 is doing. All of a sudden the light went on, because I thought, oh, well, I do X39 and Eon and X49 every day. That is one that's supposed to affect your stamina. I'm thinking, why do I have all this? This is stamina. It just sort of hit me like, that's what stamina means. It just blew my mind to really have that realization. Seems kind of silly, I guess, but.
No, hey, Beth, I'm so glad you brought that up because I had the same epiphany the other day when I'm just like, we see so many, like I'm talking to a lot of leaders in other companies and they're just telling me their product line, right? Everyone, it's the same powder, it's the same lotion, it's the same potion, okay? Then when I have them understand, can you gauge or can you really see the difference, right, Beth Ann? If your skincare was so good, why after 3 years or 4 years you still look the same?
Right.
So you have to ask those questions, okay? Sometimes.
So really, really, really thankful about that. And mainly because I went on the X49 because the research said it was going to help bone density. Yep. I wasn't even thinking about all these other benefits. So I was just doing it because the science says this, I want that science. And so I'm doing that, So it's really pretty cool when you actually feel things. It's a really great blessing when you feel things. And then one other thing I just wanted to share is I just went to a great big health fair in Tulsa, Oklahoma over the weekend. We were set up at a health fair. It was a marathon running. A lot of people came there to run a marathon. And then they came to see the vendors, after that. And I also had another epiphany. I was just sitting there. I realized that every single vendor in there, I wanted to just take the mic and say, we have the best opportunity, the best products, the best, it was just like, it was just nothing compared to what we have. All these vendors in a row, trying to talk to these sports athletes and marathon runners and stuff. And I thought, man, you talk about being bulletproof and
Yes.
knowing what you know, that you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I therefore, went and signed up one of the other vendors, just because you just walk with that, walk up to them and say, hey, what we've got is the very best. You need to take a look at this, that kind of thing.
And
Thank
and isn't it powerful, Beth Ann? Like, just so powerful to know you can go anywhere and you are the tool, and you can go anywhere and you can show the tool, and you're the only tool in the whole toolbox that
Yeah.
anybody needs to use. And again, and even again, I always go back to this. Even look at our podcast. Like, if a guest would really just come and look at the faces. Does that make sense, everyone? If a brand new guest would just come to our podcast and literally look at everyone's face, in their mind, they have to see a common denominator. Why is everybody looking so fresh, or like younger than they should? But it's not one person, it's hundreds of people, thousands of people, right? I look at all that when I go to other people's podcasts or Zooms. I look at people's faces, I look at their energy, and then you can tell how maybe the company's products or the company's energy or that leadership, or if the product really is that good. And again, we're just combining each other. And just know, when we're doing a podcast, do you know that all of us are wearing patches? Like right now, Beth Ann is wearing 3 of them right on her chest. Okay. Literally, do you know that the energy is radiating through the screen, and we're all kind of like experiencing that? So, right, Beth Ann? uh, so it's just something that sometimes we don't talk about, but pay attention to all these little things in your life that is really making a difference. And at the end of the day, we're just growing. If you're part of a team, and I even challenge anyone, like, after this, you know how they say you have to pull up your frequency, but if you hang out with us long enough,
Mm.
and if you were to go to another team or another friend, or where you can feel different vibration, you will know yourself sooner or later if you're in the right group or if you're in the right direction or not, because you can feel the energy from the outside world, how people are operating. Does that make sense, everyone? Because I'm going back to my friends that are not on patches and this and that, and but I just feel like my family, my Lifeway family, this world here, things just grow. Things are just more positive. But then when I go back to the reality life, then I got to deal with the reality stuff. And sometimes you just want to be in this space more than this space, right? But my whole life now, I mean, everybody I hang out with, my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, everything I do now, I'm only surrounded by partners, okay, which are my business partners, which are my friends, which is my lifestyle now. Everything I do, everybody some way is in LifeWave. That's my life, okay? For your life, depending on where you are in your life, whether you've been with us a week, a month, a year, 2, 3, 4 years now, okay? 4 years, I don't know how to say it, but that's a long time. But it's not really a long time, because if you're talking about business terms, right, Thomas, how long does it take for you to mature a business, a real true business? 5 years, 3 to 5 years to mature a business. By next year, by September, and I'm preparing us again, I'm going to break down the numbers by September of 2024. That will be our official 5-year anniversary. So in 5 years, next year, on the 20th year anniversary of LifeWave, we will even be celebrating, I don't, a crazy amount of numbers, whatever it is, right? But how many people now, think about this, everyone. We're not doctors. We're not scientists. We're not David Schmitz. but how many people in our organization, how many people did we help get off medications? How many surgeries have we prevented? How many syringes, band-aids, uh, you know, medical care cost in the hundreds of millions of dollars right now? Think about this. As an organization, did we give back to society? How many gas, how many airplane tickets, how many hotel meetings did we prevent with this system? Does that make sense, everyone? I'm not saying we don't do those things, but I'm just saying now, I'm looking back at how we operate. We're doing a lot less carbon, what do you call carbon footprint as an organization than anything else out there. We're helping we're building our eco economy. I call it our own economy, because now for every $100 million that this organization sells, $50 million goes back into our pockets. Do you know that? 50% commissions. So if Natalia gets 500 of the 50 million, if Thomas and Beth Ann gets 5,000, if Nancy gets 50,000, it doesn't matter, because every dollar that goes back into your pockets, where is it going to go? Into your community. Did you know that? It's going to go back to your car wash guy, your salon, your restaurant, right? So I'm talking in these terms because the vision I get is because when LifeWave reaches the first $1 billion, $500 million will go back into the world. Sometimes it's not about the business, but people say we want to change the world. How do you really change the world? By helping one person light up. If that one person is the breadwinner, the family breadwinner, if he's the only one that's bringing in the dough for the family, and he is working 80 hours a week, does that make sense? And he has all that pain and he's working through the pain. And what if he's a truck driver and he's away from the family? You know what? I don't want to go to a sad story, but I'm giving you a visual because these stories are real. When that one person gets that patch, when that person gets his energy back and his pain goes away and he's a happier person, and then now he doesn't have to take that painkiller, and then now he doesn't have that side effect, and now he has more energy and more time to drive more, and now he can earn more money so he can buy his kids more stuff and his wife more stuff. Does that make sense, everyone? We're all part of this macro ecosystem, but when you go out there, starting this time now, when you talk to someone, I want you to physically imagine, put yourself in their shoes, and what responsibility do you have to this person? That's why I love the 333. It is not just I'm calling to say hello to you. I'm really calling you to understand, and maybe I could be your light. Maybe I was your calling. You could have been a Karen. Get it? You could have been a Nancy. Could have been a Diane. We could have been a Carol now. Now Carol needs help. What if Carol just fell and she just did and she displaced her hip? And what if Carol didn't have a residual income? And what if she didn't have a job? And what if she's broke, no 401k, no social security? Do you understand where we're going with this? And she has no friends, no network, no one to take care of her because Carol never joined LifeWave. Do you see how blessed? And maybe I'm talking like this because we're in Thanksgiving. Maybe I'm talking like this because I really want to get down to appreciation. Like, what do we really have in our hands? When you're down, when you talk to someone and you don't get the response, that's okay, because you have a bigger picture, you have a bigger goal to play, right? If somebody doesn't return your phone call, that's okay. You still got things to do. If somebody doesn't get an experience, that's okay. It's not their time yet, right? But if they're wise enough, they will keep on taking it. But then if they're not wise enough, then that's okay. You didn't talk to the right person. Now you know better, so you can talk to the wiser person that maybe gets it. Does that make sense, everyone? Every day is just a move on, move forward, move on, move forward, learn as you go, and just move it along. So, Diane, what you got?
Here. Okay, so can you hear me? Because I have my new headsets in. So, well, a lot of things, Peter, but first of all, the ebb and flow I wanted to talk about a little bit, but also when you said, next year will be 5 years for you, and you've been in network marketing a long time. So how many companies have you been with that you over 5 years?
Over when?
Over how long have you stayed with a company more than 5 years?
Oh, I've stayed with my last 3 companies. I was with LifeVantage for 6 years, Beamer for over 7 years now,
Oh,
and
wow.
Life for 4 years. So in my last 12 years, I've been with 3 companies. 10 years before that, every year I was with a new company.
Okay, yeah, because I just wondered, because I see this company really growing. I heard that I saw Doc this morning, Doc Pattison, and he told me that he just watched I'm going to look for it. First he told me Facebook, somebody else told me YouTube, that Peter Schmidt is on there talking about.
David Schmidt.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, that David Schmidt is talking about what's coming in the future in a more detailed way. So I want to find that. I'm sure you know some of it.
I
but
don't. Honestly, I don't. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even want to know. I just go with the flow.
Yeah.
I'm just.
But I mean, yeah, I want this, obviously, my mission is to help as many people as I can. Do I want to build a business? Absolutely. Do I want to build it faster than it's happening? 100%. But you can't, I know what you're saying. You can't push people. I do have like someone that's going to be a runner. She's under my hygienist, and she called me the other day and she's like, Diane, I'm ready, but we got to wait till after Thanksgiving. I'm like, okay. It's just, I think this week is really tough. You still have to keep talking to people, but it's really a tough week. And somebody else is on here that I see, Natalia, who I met at a conference, and Natalia and I, became good friends. Just a little bit of time we met each other. And now, because we're all cross lines, I may help her to ask me with somebody who, it's my daughter's in-laws who are Russian, and he bought the patches and he loves them, but who really needs them is his wife. And she just thinks, oh, Diane, you get old and you just can't help it, and we're going to get things. And I'm thinking I'm going to have Natalia talk to her.
Okay.
Maybe in the same language, because maybe she can get through to her. But it's so nice that we all have each other to work together and to work with. And it's just fabulous that you bring everybody together. And I think that's part of the thanks of Thanksgiving, and just what's happening with this company. It's joyful. It is teaches you patience. And it's just a wonderful community to be in. I mean, I've met so many fantastic people. I mean, we're only here in Arizona 2 years. We just moved here 2 years ago, and already we've met this whole array of fantastic people. So it's just been a really fun journey, and to know that you have a product that is helping so many people is just remarkable. So that's what I want to say. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and great community.
Well, we appreciate you both, Diane, and I'm definitely coming to your house one day to have dinner for sure. But just know, I mean, when I met you both too at Arizona, and it was really nice. I think it was my first market to come back to right after Corona, after the COVID. So I really have my love for Arizona. My favorite people are there, but I just know we've been growing so much, and we appreciate you all here. So, Diane, get ready for next year. uh,
How about December? Come on, bring it up in December.
to be honest, you know, everybody, you're hearing about Korea, right? I had one of my top Korean leaders in Korea go check it out. He literally, they came back and said that this office, and you know, the Koreans are already like at this level. He said that this office, he has never seen a new company launching in Korea that has put this much money and this much infrastructure into a new market.
Wow.
Do you understand the power of what's going to happen to one country where Japan, Taiwan, every Asian, America, everybody, you have a 20-year-old company now going into the #2 market in the world in network marketing. And everyone is going into that market right now. Do you understand the kind of volume of what's going to happen in January, February? So my whole schedule now, Diane, I'm just waiting for the launch. And that's why I'm finishing up this system, everyone, for December and January, because I have to finish this. So I'm redoing all the videos just to let you know. So when I'm gone in Asia, you guys can all use the new tools that we have, okay, to build your business even better. And then whoever has someone in Korea, just let me know, okay? But I'm very excited for Korea.
I have a question. So on the website in the language, so Lao, so Vietnamese is that they read the Lao language? How, like?
Yeah, Vietnamese is a separate language. Laos is a separate language. Thailand, Cambodian, they're all different languages.
I mean, I used to live in Asia, but why, if Vietnam is a big community for us, is the website going to be in Vietnamese or?
So everyone, Vietnam and China are considered communist countries. David is not going to ever open up into those countries because of patent infringements, company rights, da 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 da. But we have so many Vietnamese distributors around the world. I'm finishing up a brand new website. Okay, everyone, all in Vietnamese. I'm finishing up a Korean website, all in Korean. That's outside of our Start X39 now, because the way that a regular translating software works, it's not the same as real translation. So I have to recreate a whole new real website. Okay, so when that's done, just get ready. We're literally going to Asia next year, so it's going to be big. Okay, but again, I'm finishing up my system, and then just know I'm preparing everybody here because I might be gone for at least 2-3 weeks to Korea, and then I'll be doing my podcast in Korea. Okay, so I'm minimizing everything out. I'm making sure all the leaders are working together now. I'm preparing my lines. So I've been working with it and then finishing up the system. So there's a lot of work and things to do, but get ready. Next year, it is going to be crazy. So Michael Wheaton, what you got?
Hey, just talking about being thankful. A lot I can reflect a lot on what Karen said and Beth Ann, everybody. We're such a community. It's such a beautiful thing. And again, just for the sake of the pace, we're all where we're at in our lives and doing what we need to be doing. And yet it's so awesome that we have this gift of LifeWave that came into our lives. And it's just awesome, because we can live our lives yet still be able to pursue LifeWave. And it just fits into it. And then it's a matter of self-development. And it's like you said something earlier, Peter, confusion stops everything. The neat thing is that there's no confusion in the process and the methods, but it's just up to us to adopt them and make them work for us. And, you know, it's cool that we can reflect back and say, okay, what is it that's holding you back? Why aren't you where you'd like to be right now? And one of the things I love that I think you could even emphasize more is breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know,
on that one.
seriously, because, you know, what's awesome is I have Carol McDonald as my personal mentor, and I can't tell you how she's just there. You know, we're talking at midnight. We're talking whatever. You know, we'll call each other and talk, and she's such a good mentor and coach, and it's just awesome. And you know, she's always pushing too, which is great. And Michael, that's just an excuse. Oh, you're right. You know, it's okay. And I said, you know, it's like I can focus on what I know breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's the main thing I have to really accomplish is how do I segment my day and not let breakfast run into lunch and go, well, I still got to finish that. And then there's no time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can see that that's a main challenge for me. And I'm really thankful that I'm recognizing it. That's what's awesome.
Thanks, Mike. I actually thought about that this week. I'm going to dedicate the whole December, everyone, the whole December on the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're going to break down each category. And I went to a seminar and I learned something also really crazy. There's two things you can look at in lifestyle and building. One is energy, what you're attracting, right? We all understand that. That takes time. And then there's the behavior, which is what Michael likes, you know, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I want this team to understand both. Okay. So I'm really going to take the breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the building, the leveraging, and the duplication. We're going to break it down in 3 segments each. Because for breakfast building, you can build your body, your brain, and your business. I want to break down each one, and we'll talk about it during the In the Know. Leveraging what you're learning, what lifestyle you're living, right? And then for the duplication, who are you developing? What are you dreaming about? We can break all that down, and you can create a whole schedule. That you guys all know that, right? I live on a schedule. You can take 3 hours a day and break all that down like a gym and know exactly what to work on every day, every week, every quarter, down to the hour. And it does not take much more time. It does not take much more. It's just shifting your priorities. And then when you can shift that, your energy, your frequency will elevate. Then when you can elevate your frequency, then you can attract the right person. Does that make sense, everyone? It's like you got to push yourself to go to the gym. The moment you're in your gym, you got to know exactly how to structure your workout, how much time. Then once you go work out, your body's going to change, and that will send a frequency out to the world to attract the right people to you. You see how deep that goes? That's deep. Okay? That's a lot. That's some psychological stuff. But I want to do that for December when I'm done with my videos, and then I'll input that into you. And then we can train each other for the whole month. Apply as you go. Man, this thing is going to be on fire. Okay. I already see it. So I'm glad you brought that up. So let's do this. We only have a few minutes left. Let's wind this call down. Does anybody want to share for a minute what you're thankful for? And then let's call on the next 2 to 3 people. And this will be our training call. Who wants to share? Raise your hands. Okay, Maria. Unmute yourself. Maria? Okay. Karen?
Okay,
Oh, there
I'm
you are.
here. I'm having phone issues. I just want to say what LifeWave has brought, Peter, you and Marcy, your leadership and just everything. I've grown into a leader where I've been able to help my people. And I've got some incredible people on my team that I've added the past probably 6, 9 months, that they're my family. And I mean, they're amazing. We call each other, yeah, late at night. We send, we're asking for help. What should we do with this? What should we do with that? And I've got a group of like 8 to 10 of us that we do that. And they are, and I'm thankful for them. And I'm thankful for my family, the support they've given me when they just say, you go do what you need to do, you know? And I appreciate it. And people on this call like Michael, you know, I've messaged with him at times, and Heidi Johnson, you know, I've just made some incredible friendships and relationships. And that's, I never have in any other company or business or even working in the corporate world. So this is family. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. You know, we appreciate you. Again, I still remember when we were in Mexico. It was so fun. It was really good to know you. And then I really saw the commitment out of Maria, everybody. When she said, I really want to do this, I want to commit, I just said, let's work with it. And she's still been here in the gym every day, committed to her team. And this is the part when you can see growth happening in front of your eyes, but it just takes time. This is what we call the team building part. So Maria, we appreciate you. And we know you've shown up to all your teams. You're always there. And good to see you, Rob. Rob's here too. So
Thank you.
Karen, go ahead.
Well, first I want to say that I'm really grateful and thankful, Peter, for the 90-day challenge you put in front of me 3 years ago, because it may sound small, but it was huge. It opened up so many things for me in learning about myself and tapping into my own light, which connects to my maker's light, which just radiates out to other people, and to learn about their light. And so I am thankful for my health. You have contributed to that in many ways. And I'm thankful to the community and the people I've met. There's such goodness here. And so thank you. That 90-day challenge may not seem very big to some people, but it brought me and my husband so very much. So thank you.
And you know, everybody, thank you, Karen. We appreciate you again. Huge congratulations. You're literally a testament of never giving up through thick and thin, being coachable, being committed. That's the number one thing I look for. Okay. Being coachable, being committed, and just all out. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
and that 90 days, everyone, I just want you to see, you heard it from Karen.
Yeah.
90 days is so fast, but it's actually so slow if you think about it. You can make such a big change in 90 days. You don't even know. How long does it take to create a habit? Was it 3 weeks? Was it
21 days?
21 days. 21 days, but you got 4 of those 21 days to do it. Does that make sense? 4 tries. So I'm going to challenge each one of you, and I'm so proud of each one of you because I challenged myself when I opened up this call in January of 2023, right? I took 3 months before that to get used to it. And then once January hit, I told everyone, whatever this call happens, I don't care how many people show up, we're in this gym for 1 hour every Wednesday. That's the way things grow. And in the last year, we're not even done yet, even from someone like Pat Little, which she's going to share, but each one of you, Andrea, Kathleen, every one of you, Mary, and every one of you, I know you have grown. That's all that matters in network marketing. Okay. It's the journey, the togetherness, because Pat has been with the same company I was with for a very, very, very long time.
10 years.
10 years in a company, and maybe Pat can share in a few minutes, what is the difference what you've seen here in just a few months compared to 10 years over there? And
Wow. How much time do you have, Peter?
I give you 3 minutes to close out this call. You got 3 minutes, okay?
No, it's no comparison at all.
Yeah,
I
to
mean,
show
I don't want to downgrade the other company, LifeVantage,
no,
at all,
no
because
downgrade, but
it's a great company. It's not that, but it's they changed the comp plan for one thing, and I've worked 10 hard years, and I'm going downhill instead of forward, and that really really bothers me. And when I've come to this community, I just feel that I've only been what 3 months, not
3
even
months.
3 months,
Yeah.
and I know I'm at the right place now. I just know it. I feel it in my heart so strong. It's unbelievable. And I've got my good girlfriend, which on here with now, Win Smith. Take off your camera, honey. Everyone wants to see you. Anyway, she was with me with Life Vantage too, and she's coming with me now. And I am so thankful for that, because I know we're gonna do this really well, because we're both on the same path. We want to help people, and this is our vehicle to do it.
So congratulations, Pat, on finding a workout buddy.
Yeah. Come on,
You know,
Win, say hello.
and everyone, I just want to let you know there's a lot of Pats in the industry. When I had a chance to talk to Pat, I did not recruit her. I just wanted to find out, right, Pat?
Mhm.
What's going on? You know, why are you so frustrated? What do you see? What changes do you want to happen? And I know it's the hardest thing to try to transition from one relationship to another relationship,
Mhm.
from one gym to another gym, right? It takes time. So at least over here, you get the support, you get to understand and see it. And then it's your time to grow through that process. So
Mhm.
I know you're in the middle of that right now, but you know, get your feet wet now, because by next year you got to run. Okay, you're going to be
Oh,
running.
I'm running. I'm running so fast you won't even see me. I think the Duracell bunny.
And I'll come see you in Canada. I'm planning a Canada trip, so
Oh, when? Oh, when? Vancouver?
Vancouver, yeah, the whole Canada. So I'll let you know.
Please.
There's a couple of areas I'm gonna go visit next year for sure, and just know everyone, I will be definitely on the road a lot next year. Okay, I will be a traveling person next year. So
I was going to ask you too, Peter. I think you mentioned one time you're going to Mexico in the next little while.
I'm going to Mexico in December for a little getaway.
Oh,
Little getaway.
where are you going? Puerto Vallarta?
No, Cancun.
Oh,
Cancun.
Cancun. Okay. Okay.
So, Pat, it's good to see you here.
Yeah,
We appreciate you. Enjoy the journey, and
I am. I am. This
you're all.
just feels right. I know it is. I am very, very grateful and thankful.
So, last thing here, everyone, just take a look at all the faces here. Okay, I mean, it's a Wednesday. It's pre-Thanksgiving. You know, each one of you, you're very special. You know, you're the bodybuilders. You know, you're committed. Uh, Go have a good time. Enjoy your family time. Enjoy your peaceful time. I'm taking the next 4 days. I'm just vegging out. I don't want to do anything. Okay. And the last thing is this year, I just really learned how to have my own downtime and peace time. Okay.
Mhm.
Sometimes we don't talk about it as much too, but Marcy and I, we've been running for 4 years now, every day. We nonstop. You know, you don't see Marcy ever stopping on anything. The only time when we stop is when we have our trips, our company trips, and we get to hang out. But really, now the one thing I'll leave it with this: having freedom is really having really the power and the option to have quietness.
Yeah.
What does quietness mean? Quietness means when nobody's looking for you, nobody's chasing you, nobody's after something from you. You have your own peace, you have your own boundaries, you know your business is taken care of, you know your family's taken care of, you know everyone is in a good place, you know your environment is positive, you know there's no negative things coming at you because you've built breakfast, lunch, and dinner out of it. Get it? So this right here is called bliss. That's right, Rob, bliss. Get to a point. People come into our program in like a little unbalanced. But when they come here and they get balanced, they will stay here. Each one of us is responsible for this organization, okay? Just to let you know. By next year, we're going to be growing way above and beyond, but at least we know we have so many leaders that can handle the hundreds of thousands of people that will be coming in the next future. So I hold a lot of responsibility for each one of you. I know by next year, each one of you will be at a place in your life where you can look back just 1 year before and go, wow, I did it. This is not hard science. We're not teaching geometry, okay? This is just a simple life learning lessons or life learning skills that you need to do as a human today. And you're going to get paid for your good heart, for your good work that we give to the world. The world needs us more than ever, okay? So I pray for LifeWave. I pray for each one of us. I appreciate each one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Again, have a great Thanksgiving. I love you all. And you know where to find me if you need me. And let's send Carol some prayers, okay? If you want, shoot her a text. She should be okay. But again, we have a beautiful community to support each other through this. So
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
bye,
We
everyone.
appreciate you,
Happy
Peter.
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving.
everyone.
Love
bless
you.
you. Thank you, Peter.
Bye.
Peter.